Okay, hello everyone. Hope y'all doing well. It's been a minute. Ando, you missed nothing. We're just starting up now, so you're at the perfect time. And I will pop over here. Oh, 1 second. And there. Hello, Ando. Good to see you here. Good to see everyone here that is here. Those lurking and those that are not. I'm going to set that there and there. So, yeah, we are going to do more backlog stuff. I will continue working on the blade guard that we did last time, but also I started working on these assault intercessors a little bit. So, where was going, I thought. Do I want to keep doing the blade guard? I think I should. It's not good to always jump around from model to model. Okay, hold on a second. You, the Chinese, have done you in with the chow mein. I thought you were American, or... No, not American. Canadian? Canadian. I thought you were Canadian. Not Chinese, but hey. The more you know. We're gonna set you guys to the side. Well, you just said you're Chinese. Nah, okay. Does not matter. I'm being... trying to be funny. I understood what you mean by your message. Can't itch that because my finger itches. And... yeah, where was I with these guys? think I did all the blue I needed to. I need to actually go and like touch up the black and stuff. How much do they need to be touched up with paint? It's like not a lot that really needs to be touched up. It's just like pieces here and there. Like this one, it's pretty good. I gotta do his eyes and stuff. That is a lot of Chinese food. I have done the same, and you are going to feel bloated for like an hour. He's like a true American, eating all the food in front of him in one sitting. Excuse me. Okay. I need to touch up the black paint on you. There's a few spots here and there. Definitely your shield. Okay. That one. Oh, I fell over. We're gonna need that. And that. Actually, might be a good idea to do the metallics instead, and that any mistakes I make with the metallics, I can fix with the black after. That's what I'll do. Get that nice and shaken up. But how's everyone been? It's been a little bit. At least I feel like it has. It's been 2 days. Yeah, it's been 2 days, because I think Saturday was the last time I streamed. We'll pull you and get you done. And here's my question to you, Jake. Are you gonna make this? Are you gonna do it again? Like, even though you regret it now, is this a thing you're gonna do again and again and again? Or are you gonna learn from your lesson? Yeah, that's my thought. He'll do it again as well. He'll 100% do it again. The answer is yes. I know the answer is yes. Listen, our eyes are always larger than our stomach. We're always going to make those choices. It's a canon event. You cannot skip it. Talking about canon events, I think it's time that I... hold on. Yeah. We are going to swap over to you. Oh. Now little. Now small. I'm bringing back OG. OG media is here. Praise be my noodle ascension. Praise be. I've been craving Chinese food as well. And I chose not to get any because I don't need to spend... Yes, it's cheap, but I still need to spend the money. Actually, no, what I did instead is I bought like frozen Chinese stuff and preheated it and ate that before stream. But what else have I been up to? I don't think I've been up to too much since I talked to all y'all. I quickly had to go through and make a stream schedule for the week. Trying not to do the YouTube text posts. I'd like to do like an actual image in the future, but I thought the whiteboard would be fun. You guys are going to see more of Mr. Whiteboard in the future. I am going to try and start doing some stuff more at the workshop in person. I need to set Wi-Fi up there so that I can do streams there. I don't know. I can do video stuff there, but I definitely want to do some actual stream stuff there. But yeah, I think I'm going to plan for... Mouse is not going to eat Thursday. No. Mouse is already large enough, and he has eaten a few Sundays now. He does not need another day. He shouldn't be eating days to begin with, because we need those days. I don't need to be fighting off Mouse again. Jake, do you know what I want you to do? Because now I've read your message. Can you drink a whole thing of, like, prune juice or laxative? Like, can you just do that to me and, like, report back in Discord? And let's see what else. Are you talking about the no toilet paper incident? Don't answer my question. I don't need to know anymore. I think I've already probably too far into this conversation. Why am I sending? No, I'm sending him on a spiritual cleanse. The man is eating so much food. He needs to be, his spirit needs to be cleansed at this point. He needs to have an "Oh my Jesus" moment. Thinking if I have time this week, I'm actually going to complete the... Well, no, I still gotta do... I gotta work on the diorama. What? I am concerned more than anything right now. You went to our Discord for help instead of going to an actual person. You know what? I shouldn't be surprised. For as long as you've been in this community, you... I don't know. I don't know what to say, but I can just say you. Just you. I gotta actually, so I guess what I've been trying to say a little bit is I gotta write down things that I want to complete within the next few months. Whether that be, well, mostly be projects and also like a little to-do list. I got the diorama, which I would be working on tonight if I had any green stuff left over. or if I prepped the base of the diorama to actually like get paint on it. So I'm taking time tomorrow to prep the diorama for stream, and I think by tomorrow I ordered some green stuff online because my local game store does not have any on the shelf because of green stuff going out of sale, which I forgot about, and now I'm like, what the hell? No, what am I going to use for sculpting? Because I really like using green stuff. I want to get better with green stuff. I know there's like blue tack or milliput. Like there's other options, but they're not. I like what if I use something one time, it's probably going to be what I stick with the entire time. I do not switch up products very easily. You eat three whole bags of prunes. You ate 3 whole bags. That is a lot of prunes, my guy. Why did you eat that many prunes? Who gave you that like permission to eat that many prunes? Excuse me. Yeah, because you cleared your system. You literally just emptied your system of everything inside it. Ugh. I worry about you guys sometimes. I know not everyone in this chat's like Jake, but if like a third of you are similar to him, I worry for all of you. I worry for this community. I feel like at this point you have to. You need someone to like make sure you don't end up eating 3 bags of prunes and making terrible life decisions. Oh, let me know if you guys want me to like zoom in on stuff, because actually I'll zoom this in. So I'm working on the metallic for the shield. I'm trying the cobalt silver on the shield. I think it's looking really good. I've never had a prune. Like, are prunes actually like good tasting? Like on a 1 to 5 scale of tastiness, where do prunes sit on that scale? What's up, Shovel? Ando, I hope your friend is okay. I hope they... I hope they got the proper help they need. And I hope they're doing okay. That's good. I'm glad they're doing better. Did they eat 3 bags of prunes? Yeah, did they? Did they eat 3 bags of prunes? Okay. Ooh. This is not like a big topic question, but I was in another person's stream and this topic came up. How do you guys feel about self-promoting in other people's streams? Like, do you think it's a... So, I'll give my opinion on it. I couldn't really explain it over, like, a text in chat, but my opinion is... if you are chill and nice about it, and, you know, kind of ask, like... I know Grim has talked about his stuff going on in his streams quite a bit, and I am fully okay with Grim, like, promoting himself, but because he asks and he doesn't push it to an extent. But as... I say you gotta do it respectfully. Like, if you're like... Just don't go out and say something with it. If it happens to come up, and I'll, kind of say, like, paint or stop motion was also in that, he was also in that stream, and he mentioned something, and I said, like, yeah, I do, but I don't want to self-promote because like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to, like, watch your stuff and enjoy it. So, that's how I feel about it. As long as you're chill and cool with it, but not be your first main thing. And no firing squad. Okay. Good to know. The next time someone tries to self-promote themselves here, I will send them your way, Anto. You can use those people as biomass, okay? Those are the people you can use as biomass. And then... You have, Jake? My first question is why? Why would you do such a thing? And second, thank you. I thought it was 4-arm Emperor, not 3-armed. Did he lose an arm? Did he lose an arm and gain a leg? Because there was a rule not to do it. So you broke someone else's rule and promoted another person's stuff? That's not cool. It's not a very chill thing to do. He's a 16-arm Emperor. God, that's too many arms. How many arms is too many arms? I feel like 16's definitely too many arms to fit on the human frame. I feel like 4's max. 4's the max amount of arms you could do and still be useful and stuff. I mean, personally... How many zeros is that? Hold on. My lord. Okay, so that's 1,000, 100,000, million. I can't tell if that's a billion or like in the 10 millions. Or 100 millions. 1,000. 100,000. Million. That is exactly 100 billion that you sent. I had to double check that. Ando, where would you put that many arms to begin with? No, yours isn't like the over trillion mark. I was talking about shovels. I had to take time to look at shovels. I don't even know what number your thing is in. That's like over quadrillion? Yeah, because every 3 is... What's up, Grim? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good evening so far. Grim, question for you. How would you feel about being turned into biomass? Okay, Ando, there you go. You got someone that turned into biomass now. No, you did not, but I did. I'm the one that brought up the biomass stuff now. Okay, I'm going to read your first comment. You're screaming internally with rage and discontent. Externally, you're calm at work. Ugh, excuse me. Grim, I want to say positive. I can't think of anything quickly to the top of my head. When is your next, like, day off? Whenever you have the next day off, go do something you enjoy. Like, go for a walk outside, go touch grass, just get away from all the BS for, like, a day. Recenter yourself. Well, there you go. The concert's a plus. You'll get to do something you enjoy. Hopefully you'll be out with, like-minded people and other ones that enjoy this music. And then with your dental, after that, go do stuff you need to do. Nice. Well, if you're able to, take a lot of photos and share with us. If not, enjoy your time. Bang your head, join a mosh pit, have a good time. Excuse me. Wow, I was not this yawning earlier, and all of a sudden I am becoming extremely tired. But I think it's because I'm actually here relaxing a little bit. And they look like fun. I mean, I've heard good stories about mosh pits, like everyone being like respectful. Like if someone falls down, they make sure to like pick them back up, or like people will say, like, "Oh, fallen person," and then make sure they're good. You should now release your father from the basement after he left to get the milk. What the hell, Ando? Why are you stealing people's fathers? Is there a photo? Okay, so on the topic of mosh pits, is there a photo out there of like a mosh pit happening at a Wiggles concert? I think there is, and I find that hilarious. Pit eloquent. I mean, yeah, if you want to share the photos, share the photos. I'm gonna do something dedicated to you, Ando. You have been Tyranid lover number 1. I gotta do a Tyranid like stream for you one of these days. Or paint some Tyranids for like a video or short. Had a giant plush chicken and everyone at the pageant was excited to throw it around. Aren't you forgetting a bug fan? Am I? Am I forgetting a bug fan? See, Grim, you're the Night Lords fan. I don't know about Shovel. Goodbye, Shovel. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Well, you talk about the Night Lords more than you do the Tyranids. Although you did share a Tyranid guy you were painting last stream. It was like a, not a Warhammer, well, based off of Warhammer, but not a Warhammer model. Anyway, this morning you learned that your cat named Hyena, or Hen for short, now drinks her food and water bowl and meows at people until she gets food or water. Yeah, if the bowl is slightly empty, the cats want it refilled. Isn't it true, like, cats won't eat or drink out of a bowl even if it's, like, still kind of food in it? Like, because their whiskers touch the edge of the bowl, and they don't like when their whiskers touches the bowl, so it makes them think it's, like, empty. What's up, AR? You are a death corpse. Goodbye, table. Best of luck with that. What are you painting up tonight, AR? Like, what trim for Chaos are you working on? Are you doing a Helldrake? I've been getting a lot of, like, shorts for, Helldrake trim. Like, someone that really enjoys painting it. I think he's kind of showing off at this point. Like, I don't doubt that he likes painting, like, trim and stuff for Chaos. But I feel like it's a big brag where it's like, oh, I like painting trim. I have no more trim to paint. Oh, look, another half of a Helldrake. I get to paint it. Yay! And I'm like, guy, I get you like trim, but that's a lot of trim to paint. Just chosen for now, but you do still have a Helldrake to do. Oh. So I was right. There is a Helldrake. Do I need to hit his chest? I think I do. I really gotta sub-assembly these models in the future, so I can actually get at all the little bits and stuff. Honestly, the trim itself isn't that bad. Just the colors are quite fiddly. Have been having a hard time getting metallic and the bone stuff to look good. I read... Oh, wait. Is it Henya? Instead of hyena, it's Henya. You read Henya completely wrong. So you have reference image of them in lounge. It's sort of buried though. Okay, I'll take a look at it. I mean, okay, hold on. Oh, that looks like a fun time, Grim. Oh, that's a cool guitar pick. Oh! No, I do know what that is. You mean henna. I probably butchered it again, but yeah, it's... You take this, like, mud paste thing... And then you sit in the sun, and your skin, like, tans around wherever the mark was. So, I believe it's called henna. Also, that is a lot of images. That is a lot. Let's see. What else do I need to do? I've been looking back at a lot of my models and realizing that I am... Well, one, a lot of them are not finished. Like, none of these guys, I think, are properly finished. Are they tabletop ready? Yes, but they're not done, in my opinion. And I've been trying to take some personal time to try and get them looking better. Like, I took some time and added more orange to the models and all that. It was a nice, like, hour and a half paint session. Just doing that. And screw it, yeah. Man, you were gonna go to a concert, but you gotta go to the hospital this weekend? What? What happened? Why are you going to the hospital? I mean, if we should know, like, feel free to tell us, but if we're not supposed to, don't tell us. But I hope everything's okay. AR is going to drop this lore bomb and then completely dip. I hope your surgery goes well. I will say, yeah, I hope it's for nothing too serious. I think Ando's now on snooping, well, not snooping duty. I think you got Ando working. In the process of sending more images from Disturb, Breaking, Benjamin, Ginger, and more Ghost. Nice. Looking forward to seeing them. I am going to have to redo that brown, but at least I got the tips and stuff done. That one. Got the shield. Okay, from AR. Something in the ear again. Apparently, it's like, what? Oh, it's just kind of zoned out while they were telling you. I hope it's a quick and easy fix. And then Grim says, concerts are the most effective antidepressant, but sadly most expensive outside 4K. Yeah. Noted. Noted. I'm not a big fan of heavy metal and all that stuff, or metal in general, but maybe I'll just go to experience it myself. I also should be painting you, because you need to be done. But we'll do all this. Car has a lot of overlap in imagery and ridiculousness with 40k. Oh, good to know. Then Indo says, turns out your English teacher with 3 kids knows about 40k and likes it. And why? I don't know. I mean, listen, they're a person that can find good literature. They know where there's good story writing and good storytelling. And they know how to have fun. That's why, Ando. That is why. There are never really cool shows near you. You just want to see MGLA, but prices aren't worth it. Oh. Yeah, I've never gone to well, one, I don't think there's any music concerts that I would actually enjoy. And no, I tell you what, there probably would be ones that I do enjoy, but I just don't want to go see them. I don't want to pay the prices for it. There are plenty of indie bands out there that are a lot cheaper to go see. And all that. Oh, wasn't there like a... I almost want to call them a Christian rock band, but maybe I'm wrong. The name Kurt Cobain's popping in my head. I don't know if it's correct or not. But I feel like Kurt Cobain like made his shows really cheap for people to go and see. He didn't want them to be expensive. Like when he heard what other people charged for their shows, he was extremely shocked and all that. And yeah, we'll do you. Nirvana, not a Christian rock. Okay. Thank you, AR. Well, I don't listen to music, and this is why I make mistakes. And this is also why you guys are here to correct me, because if I say misinformation, I need to be corrected. Oh, yeah, it's going to be hard to see him live nowadays because the guy's dead. Like, I knew the guy was dead. I just brought it up because I remember seeing a clip on it. Okay. You think there's concerts in, like, the 40k universe? And not, like, the church hymns and all that stuff. Like, those, yeah, they have those styles. But, like, actual other music. Oh, you saw Ozzy live? That must have been a cool show. Did he bite a bat's head off while on stage? Did he do that during concert, or was it just something he did? Ultramarines 100% have a band. Yeah, but I almost feel like that's still under the like the premise of like church music and all that stuff, or not church, but like 40K. You go to your local temple, and that's what they're playing. Yeah, Noise Marines. I guess Noise Marines. You think I misread? Were you not talking about Ozzy Osbourne, or are you talking about a different person? I thought... Is that not... Again, I don't know music. I don't keep track of this stuff. You are right, Ando. The Harlequins do exist, but okay, they're more like... They don't do music, from what I would think. I think the most famous person you saw live was probably... Carrie King? Oh. Oh, I did. One artist you will regret never getting to see. Okay. Okay. I understand. I thought it was someone you did see. But no. I mean, I do have an artist that I wish I saw in person. That person is Johnny Cash. I really like Johnny Cash music. At least like the older stuff. Although a song I've been listening to a lot recently has been Making Banana Pancakes. Or Banana Pancakes. I think is the actual name of it. I'm listening to that and it's just put me in like a good mood. Makes me feel like I just take a second, enjoy my surroundings where I am. Sometimes if I'm on a whimsy little adventure, I play that and be like, yeah, nothing really matters. You've been in one concert, that being Weird Al, and that stuff got freaking ruined. And that stuff got effing ruined to hell and back? Why did it get ruined? What ruined it? Oh, rained. Why? Wow, do I need glasses at this point? I don't think I do. Ah. Glasses boy, no. If I actually took a second and probably read stuff, then yeah, I'd be fine. Here, this is what I was working on. I know I gotta do streams that work in my schedule, but I also should kind of ask you guys like what works best for everyone else's schedules when it comes to streams. Oh, that sounds cool, Grim. I hope you get the chance to see them. I'm looking forward to Saturday. Saturday, I got a big Warhammer game I got scheduled. I'm doing a 1v2. So, I think that'll be fun. It'll be against Ben, who was in the last 2 Warhammer streams. And then we got another one of our friends coming to play, so I will be taking on the both of them. They'll be doing 1,000. I'll be bringing a 2,000 army list, and it will be a nice 2v1. And I'm gonna try my hardest to win, but I also want to have fun. Yeah, no worry, Grims. I'm not going to be able to perfectly match everyone's schedule. I just kind of like curious about it. Like, did people prefer the Mondays, or did they prefer, like, is it just whenever? I mean, weekends are always like a better one for me to do in general, because I have a lot of free time on weekends, but at the same time, not everyone can do those. But also, it is up to me. It is my schedule at the end of the day that I gotta pertain to. I actually spent this week trying to, like, if I'm doing plans, I'm, like, doing it at the beginning of the week. Like, hey, if we want to do something, it has to be, like, this many days in advance, and trying to think about more stuff. Like, oh, no! I didn't do the pistol in the front for this one, so it's missing a whole spot. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to paint that up at some point. Oh, I'll find that bit. I know which bit that is. So right, I don't think you guys can see it, but right in there, I'm missing his belt buckle. Yeah, that's true. I guess I just try to be more accommodating than I probably should be when it comes to this. I know there's some people that I like seeing in stream that I don't see because of the schedule. Goodbye, Grim. Best of luck at work. You got this, man. You lost the entire gun arm on your visionary? Oh. I hope you did find it again, but... I do want to switch to another metallic, but I really should do that blue for the other guy. How's this? I can try to reactivate it. I don't think it's going to reactivate, though. Or maybe it will. And this is also why sometimes I have a hard time reading you guys' message, because sometimes you guys don't fully send things through. I mean, now I'm just shifting blame for absolutely no reason. There's no reason to shift blame. Oh, I'm also getting close to, like, getting more friends into Warhammer. I'd be like, hey, would you guys just be interested in doing, like, one day a month to actually, like, try this? And one of them's definitely like, yeah, and a couple other people are like, yeah, we'll try it. And I'm like, cool, I have everything. I'm trying to plan it for 3 weeks out because I could do this week, but it feels like kind of like short notice on a lot of it. And then they leave next week for a wedding, and then 2 of them won't be back until the week after that. No, they're all leaving to go to MagicCon in Vegas, which I would be going to if I didn't have a wedding and stuff to go to this week. Or not this week, previously. And then after that, some are going for a wedding. So I'm like, I just need to get a couple in. And if we can do like once a month and just get people to play, I think it would work out really well. No, I'm happily single. I messed up my own sentences. I have a bunch of friends going to MagicCon, and then I have 2 of those friends that are going to a wedding after MagicCon. So they'll be gone for 2 weeks. And I'm trying, they're some of the people that I want to play Warhammer with. So I'm scheduling this out 3 weeks in advance to try this. I first have to like get an actual girlfriend to be married, and I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. I need to be happy with myself first, and I'm nowhere near that currently. So I will stay single. Is it a helicopter? Girlfriends are a scam anyways. Your ex wanted you to buy Sisters of Battle. Like, for real? I mean, there's nothing wrong with Sisters of Battle, first off. But it was just... It wasn't an army for them. It was an army for you. They wanted you to buy Sisters of Battle as an army. You're the number one sororitas hater. Well, I can probably see why they became an X if they if they liked Sisters of the Battle and you're like, I hate Sisters of the Battle. It was never gonna work from the very beginning. But no, honestly, I'm not gonna speak on that behalf for you. I'm sure there was other reasons on why. And I'll also admit that a lot of relationships in my personal life, not my own relationships, but like just people around me, no one really seems to be that happy in their relationships. Now, I do get it. Relationships are compromises. Like, you're never going to be 100% happy with your partner. You're not going to agree on everything you guys do together, all that. But it just seems like in the long run, for everyone that's been together, they've just picked... It's all going downhill. Like, I'll admit, my parents are not in a good relationship at all. They haven't been since I was a child. And it's coming to a head now, where I'm an adult and I'm watching them both, and I'm like, what the fuck with both of them? And then it's been like that with friends, watching their relationship, coworkers. Ha. See, Ando's being like thoughtful here, but here's another thing. Wouldn't you say it's the same thing for the guard too? Like, sisters are a horde army at the end of the day, so there's a lot of them that makes up for that lack of biomass. You could also have a bunch of skinny guardsmen to have no biomass and still have to do a really tough fight. Excuse me. Are they? I've heard sisters are also like described as a horde army. It's like there's a lot of them as well. But hey, you are the bug player. You decide what you want to munch on. I just know most guard players use a bunch of tanks, and you can't eat a tank. I heard someone call them a horde army because, like, you need to get a lot of, like, battle sisters and other models because they're really, like, are they cheap point-wise? I don't know. I'm not a sisters player. You can eat tanks if you're determined enough. You know what? True. Very true. That person's a follower of Zinch. Well, then what does sisters fall underneath? Like, if they're not a horde army, what are they? Are they, like, similar to Space Marines, where they're, like, a specialist army? Because I look at them similar to, like, the Guard, where just... The Guard could have a bunch of tanks, and you could do a bunch of vehicles with the sisters. I should just do, like, a brand new thing of blue paint. might do. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Next, to be honest, kind of done with the Night Lord and their dumb stuff. What have the Night Lords done now? Or is it just you've been painting a bunch of their models and you're sick of doing it? There you go. Let's see. I gotta do the Night Lord's Combat Patrol at some point. I still have it sitting here. And I gotta put it together. Yeah, fair enough. You just need to change sometimes. Painting the same colors over and over and over again can get really boring. Iron Hands. Was I right? Was it the Iron Hands? One's a GW has forgot about. No. Is it Death Guard? I don't know. I don't think they would have forgotten about the Death Guard. Death Guard's has like a few books and stuff about them. Can't be like any of the is it Thousand Suns? I haven't really heard anything on like Thousand Suns in a while. Oh, okay. Neither of those. It's gonna be one that's forgotten. Well, he said Legion is the thing. Favorite Space Marine Legion, to be specific. So that's why I'm going through the base ones. It wouldn't be... No, it's not going to be Blood Angels because they're a part of the new... like 11th edition release boxes. So would it be Salamanders? I didn't think Salamanders would be forgotten, but maybe they are. I Imperial Fist. Again, I wouldn't think they would forget about Imperial Fist. I'm not gonna say like all the rest of them in my head. I don't think it's Iron Warriors because they're getting stuff released now. Like, they got a new character model. They got a book, kind of a book about them recently. Not like a storybook, but like a codex-ish style book. It wouldn't be Chaos Undivided because that's their main bads that they're working with. Ultramarines are the main fan. Is it World Eaters? They're not loyalists technically. Well, now I feel like it has to be a renegade, but none of the mains are renegades. Wouldn't it be... It's not Emperor's Children, because literally there's a book that came out and Fulgrim's model came out a while ago, but... Yeah, I guess Alpha Legion, I didn't... I forgot about them, which is probably what they want. Alpha Legion, okay. You know what? That took me a while. And that's probably how the Alpha Legion want it to be. The Alpha Legion wants you to forget about them, but also not forget about them. And then if you do remember them, no, you didn't, because that's not part of their plan. What's up, table? How you doing? I know you're probably here for a little bit. You love their Cyan Dragon armor stuff. You thought the Murder Wing kill team was Alpha Legion for some reason, even though they're Night Lords. Is that like the... That's the new one that came out with the sisters, right? Wait, what do you got? What do you have, table? I want the sisters from that kill team box, to be honest. Like, I was gonna buy that kill team one and be like, oh, I'll give my friend the chaos kill team and I'll take the sisters. I'm glad I didn't buy it just for my own wallet's sake. But now I'm like, I kind of want both. now that I have like the Night Lord's box, I'm kind of like, I kind of want something to run with my Chaos Lord. Neither do the Night Lords, to be honest, but they had a dedicated box. Huh. Yeah. Jake, are you stuck in the bathroom again? Or did you eat a bunch of prunes again? Like, you gotta stop doing that, my guy. Do you want to ship him to me, AR? I'll happily take him off. I can trade you. I actually do have... I understand you're sick of them, but I do have the Night Lord's Combat Patrol. I'll trade you something from the Combat Patrol for the Sisters. I got a P.O. box. Oh yeah, by the way, for those who are watching, I have a P.O. box that people can send mail to, if they so choose. Did you find a skunk? Oh, yeah, the Chinese food. Yeah, that's probably the best thing for them to do. But if you're ever interested, I am open to sending either a spare set of minis or something if you're interested. I feel like you could do something with them instead of turn them into sprue goo. Even selling the sisters off would be good. They actually do have stuff for Alpha Legion? Are you sure? Are you sure it's Alpha Legion? And it's not just like some other model range? In regards of sending stuff, you think with shipping prices, it'd probably be cheaper to buy you a whole new Shadowrun box? How much is shipping where you're from? Well, I guess if you're overseas, then yes, you'd be paying the shipping cost then. Now, my question to you, Ando, Was it 30k stuff or was it 40k stuff that you saw? It's a mix. Okay. So now I might take some time to look up and see if there's anything. Oh, shoot. Excuse me. Yeah, Endo's got that really, like, rare store credit stuff. Actually, no, Endo's a part of the Alpha Legion. That's why he's able to see it. We'll try harder. They're trying as hard as they can. They can only dig so deep. Let's see. Oh, that'd be cool. Have the Alpha Legion ever hidden as the Black Templars before? I don't think they ever have. Well, again, I don't read Alpha Legion books, so I don't really know off the top of my head. I've heard they like pretend to be blood ravens and stuff. At least that's like one I've seen someone paint up as like, oh, they're hiding as blood ravens and like converted in that way. Like there's one YouTuber, he combined a Dreadnought and a Hellbrute together and made it look like it was mid-transforming into a Hellbrute. And what else? Why do you want to eat that much plastic? Do not eat a Baneblade. It is not good for your health. It's not good for your health or your wallet. Do not encourage them, table. They do not need to eat that much plastic. They already got enough, like, microplastics in their system. You're gonna bathe in... Oh, God, you're gonna be one sticky man. See, everything you guys are doing, you're just, like, seasoning yourself up for the Hive Fleet to come in. You want to make yourself as non-tasty as possible when Ando comes in with his Hive Fleet. We want to do the opposite of marinating. We want to unmarinate ourselves. You put barbecue sauce on it? No. Oh, Lord. I don't feel like I really have any good topics to really talk about tonight. It feels kind of just like a low meh energy. I have to warn them. I have to warn them. I actually haven't brought it up in a little bit. This is what we got done with this guy. We got the blue painted up on him. And then... And yeah, we got the silver done with him. We got the blue done. We'll definitely need to touch with the black at some point, but I think... Is the black next thing I gotta move on to? I think touching up the black will be last. I need to work on the other metallics and everything. You're playing Fallout New Vegas and it keeps crashing? Sounds about right. Sounds about right for New Vegas. You must be a bad driver then, AR. I feel like all games get overrated just because older games have such a big like nostalgia wave over them that it's like hard to... Why am I shaking the black? I don't need the black. I need actually gunmetal is the one I want because I'm going to put that on the sword. There. Like a lot of older games, I remember thinking they were a lot better than what they actually are nowadays. But I haven't really played a lot of older games in a while. Minecraft still kind of holds up, but Minecraft gets updated quite a bit that it feels like a different game now than when I initially started playing it. So, just for reference, I'm throwing on some gunmetal on the sword and stuff because I want this to look... I'm starting as a base with this, and then I'm going to throw on plate metal on top at some point because I want it to look a little bit... just two different shines. Or... Well, there's already so much blue on the metal. I was tempted to do like a flaming sword for this guy. Or in general, just doing flaming swords. I forgot that's what I was doing with like all power swords in my army, but I could try to do something different. Might be right. Like, you had fun playing the game a lot, but you're playing it as a legionnaire now, and it really shows how bugged and unfinished it is in certain regards. You need my dark... Yeah. I mean, for me with metallics, I just use metallic paint, to be honest. Like, I'm using gunmetal metallic for all that. Other metallics I've used is, like, the cobalt one. I'll use the plate steel one. I haven't really worked on non-metallic. But I kind of just treat it... I treat it like a little bit of a layering thing. I appreciate that, table. But yeah, I mean, my idea is I'm doing the gunmetal to show that it's going to be like old and kind of weathered, and then I'm going to go and put plate in a few spots where I want to shine. But I might also do something different that I haven't done in a while. I might try to like glaze up a really kind of either lightning bolt or something like that along those lines. But yeah, I probably should try doing non-metallic metal one of these days or other ways of painting, but I don't know. I found a way that I enjoy, and I'm just sticking with it. You've been trying to use metallics but couldn't get an even coat to save your life. It behaves super strange when you thin it, you feel? I don't have the words that I can use to currently help you, AR. I don't know. I just try to do a very thin layer at a time when I do it and build up in certain spots for it to be like thicker or darker in some sections. I'm not really using the tip of my brush either. I've been trying to use the side of my brush a lot more when it comes to painting. That is going to split on the tip. Table. You love Dark Tide, but you don't know what they were thinking when the new game... Oh, with the new game mode. What's the new game mode? I'm not really sure how to explain what I do to help people. I can show, but I know it's such a far distance that you can't really see. It's like an open map where you go around and find scraps and etc. It's really meh and just not replayable. And the anno says, second look at the Alpha Legion stuff, it's all 30k. You will make a 40k Alpha Legion army someday after you finish your bugs. Well, you're never going to finish your bugs, so you don't have to make the Alpha Legion. That is my decree. Never finish your bugs, so you can never not be a traitor. Oh yeah, and with it being an open space, you just kind of gotta run around. Well, that's too bad, Ando. You're stuck with the bugs. You're doing one army, and it's gonna be the bugs. Good to know. That is good to know, table. Actually, talking about... you want to do an Eldar. I was going to talk about Dark Eldar. I have an Eldar model that was the model of the month, like, months ago. Maybe, like, a half year ago. I don't remember how long ago. And I found it again. And I got some Dark Eldar bits from a friend. And I'm going to kit bash it with a couple parts. And take some green stuff. And I'm going to turn it into an Archon for his Dark Eldar army. I say army. He only has a box of the Dark Eldar with the swords. And a box of Harlequin. Harlequin are unbuilt. The Dark Eldar are built, but not painted. So I'm going to build and paint this one for him and be like, hey, here you go. This is something that you can, like, try and do. You're a pretty big Dark Tide fan. And for example, you played the new mode once and didn't play it again. You want to do a Drukhari at first, but they have nothing. They have like nothing you feel like. You have nothing I feel like. Oh, it's like for. They do seem like a very limited army. That's what I also heard that's also expensive because someone that plays Drukhari, I think, has called them a horde army. Because you need a lot of like the same models to really do anything. Which I feel bad for those people because if you don't have like... I feel like every army needs a really decent couple of tanks or something that can kind of help the army where they fail, if that makes sense. Like, obviously Space Marines have a good selection of a bunch of different models that they can pick from to do a bunch of different stuff. So, like, obviously if you want to run a bunch of tanks, you can do a bunch of tanks. Eldar maybe has something like that. I don't really think they do. I need to do something with your backpack. I don't like how it I gotta go and mess with this dude's back. So his back got filled in with paint while I was putting him together, or glue. I don't know which one. And now I'm going back through and I'm trying to clear it out because it's far too... There. Because I can barely even see the vents on some of these. Was it paint? Yeah, it was paint. I think GW just hates everything that's not a moneymaker to them. I've seen way cooler models on like Etsy that you can use for Warhammer than I have seen on the Warhammer website itself. Like, I've seen cooler elf models you can use. I've seen some better bits that you can use for your Marines. I've seen cooler guard models. All of it just better. Do I have my wash here? Because I think I'll actually hit all these guys with a wash. And then I can go in from there. And upgrade or add more paint after. Is it better to go in knowing a build you want to do table, or could you go in kind of blind? Yeah, a 3D printer is definitely, I think, the way to go with this hobby. Probably should have touched up the black before doing this, but we're here now. I'll touch up the black afterwards, and then I'll be able to add some details in. I would definitely agree with that, AR. Also, that is good to know table. Kind of good to go in. Yeah, it is smart to go in with a pre-plan on, I guess, stuff like that. I always end up, like, winging a lot of stuff and making something that kind of works, but not really. Like, oh yeah, this kind of works, but barely. So I will keep that in mind if I ever play Darktide. And maybe I should try opening Darktide, and I'll make that be the community day stream. Because I realized, like, wow, I haven't done a community day in a few months. And next week is like the last week of April, so probably be the best time to do one. I didn't say that they can do I didn't say they could. You know what, Ando? You caught me. I'm gonna do favorites. You're my favorite Tyranid player, and I want you to stay as my favorite Tyranid player. It has become your personality on this channel. And there. I'm already cursed. I'll take it. You can't do what I've already done to myself. Nah, at the end of the day, Ando, you do what you want. You do what you want. I want to get my other brush, like a wide bristle brush that I can just smear all this wash on, but I don't think I'm going to be... I don't think I should. And... I don't know if I fully understand what a wash does properly. Yeah. Oh, what'd you tag me in? Oh, jeez. What the hell, table? What the hell? It's not a bad thing. It's he showed like how it's like to build or make a build in Darktide, and I was just like, oh boy. Also, I need to put that here because I got this trying to pull out, and I don't want it to. Mm-hmm. This brush is doing a lot. I bought this brush like this weekend. I think I bought it, yeah, I bought it Sunday. And it's already being put through the ringer quite a bit, I feel like. Okay. It does seem a little bit confusing, I will admit. Like, it does seem like a confusing branch to kind of follow. Confusing tech tree, I guess. It's a tech tree. Oh, excuse me. I was not expecting that to actually be that loud, but it was. I don't know if anyone here has, but I've been playing Total War 3 or Warhammer Total War 3 with a couple buddies, and I'm trying to learn that whole tech tree. Like, what do I want to do in my army? Like, am I doing the right things? And I'll say already, I kind of screwed up. I'm now fighting 2 wars instead of 1. But I'll make it. I just got to make a secondary, smaller army and use it to hold my southern position. And then when I can, I'll send my larger army from the north back down to push south again. And for those curious, I am playing the Seraphon. I'm playing like he's not a Croxosaur, but he's like a Saurus. I think it's like Crocnaw is his name. He's like one of the better ones that you can pick. And I thought I was attacking the same Skaven territory, but no, I'm not. So now I'm fighting it on 2 fronts, and I don't want to start a second army, but I think I have to. I need to get a different brush. I have a brush that is frayed and be better for this than what I'm currently using. Or do I have... I think I have one here. I do. I do have one here. So this will be better for what I'm about to... And of course, it's my Citadel brush. My one and only Citadel brush. That has become... has poor bristles, but I can use it as a... I can just use it for this application. I feel like you need at least 1 or 2 really poor tipped brushes, like this. I won't focus on it, but to do this kind of shading, where I just need to cover everything, and I'm not concerned with like the thickness that much. I mean, I'm not going to hit things I don't want shaded, and I can still pull it away. Sad thing is that with the build guides in the game is rebalanced sometimes, so build guides will become outdated. Can you like reset your skills later in the game, or once you kind of set them, like that's it? Yes. Yes, you can change them, or yes, once they're there, they're stuck there. You can reset your perk tree, and as you can see in the images you sent, you have like 6 or so builds. Okay. And that's good that you can reset it when you're like, oh, I don't like what I'm doing. You can just go with something new. I'm just going to show this off. This guy has been covered in this wash. I'm using the dark blue tone wash. I think it adds... I like the blue tinge, at least behind on the metallics. And it does make my... Well, one, it does darken my blues, which I like quite a bit. And it makes the black seem, well, blacker, which is also another thing that I like very much. For your Ogren, that build was a Gunner Ogren specifically to have a lot of ammo. Extra big LMG, basically. Okay. And what do you guys usually do for your models? Do y'all usually do a wash, or do you just do like a bunch of different layers and go with that? What is y'all's preferred method of shading and stuff like that? If enough people want to see it, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not really big into the gaming anymore. Not what I want this channel to be focused on, but if enough people want to see it, I'll give it a try. I'm not the best commentator when it comes to games. I'm a little bit more like, oh shit, or not very reactive. Because I'm kind of poor at multitasking when it comes to that stuff. Like, if you look at the Monster Hunter stream, I was kind of stuck on the same thoughts quite a bit, and didn't really get anywhere in conversations. But, yeah. Again, you can always suggest stuff. Like, in the Discord, I have a suggestion section for anything. Whether if you want new channels, or you want to see new types of streams, or ideas for other content. That's what it's there for. To give your feedback on more than just on, like, the stream. You're like, oh, I really think you should do this, this, or this. And I will look into it. Because I respect everyone's feedback. Excuse me. There. Do, do. Do, do. Okay. Was that the same thing in Left 4 Dead, where depending on the difficulty, it had less of the harder enemies and stuff that you need to fight? Mm-hmm. Okay. It's just a big difficulty tweaker. Mm-hmm. Oh, I figured it's gory. Is it as gory or less gory as Vermintide? It's probably more gory than Vermintide. Because Vermintide is also, like, it's the rats, but also Nurgle, like, Nurgle cultists, or Nurgle... I can't call them, like, Plague Marines, because they're not Marines. Oh, I think you'd like Vermintide. It doesn't really have a big skill tree. It's got different, like, classes and stuff, just like how, Darktide does. Maybe I'll make that the Community Day one. I can re-download that and... Because that's a 4-person game. Easy enough to get a couple people to play. It's another big horde killer, but... well, there is range. But I don't really use it. It's a more melee... Well, I play a more melee-based character in that game. Oh yeah, there's that in Vermintide too. The characters you play as, there's two humans, but one's a witch hunter, which is similar to an inquisitor from 40k, and then one is a human foot soldier. One is an elf, and the other's a dwarf. And they all have, like, different interactions with each other. I think there's a couple of interactions with the elf, like, hints at that. What's up, BJ? Hope you're doing well. I hope you are enjoying your evening. I'm sitting here painting up some Blade Guard that I got, sitting in the backlog. I am doing their shading before I move on to anything else. Yeah, one of my buddies played the dwarf, and he liked it a lot. It was it was hard for him because he was actually shorter than everyone else to, like, hit people in the head. He was constantly doing, like, leg shots and all that stuff. Every single character does have, like, a variant, if that makes sense. So, like, the dwarf and the elf base characters are range characters. And I think... Actually, there's 5 characters. There's a mage character as well, which is similar to a psyker. They're known as, like, a witch. And they cast fire and all that stuff. So yeah, there's like 3 base characters that are range and 2 that are melee. But you can change out character loadouts and also like an archetype. So if I was playing a human and I switched to his archetype that is a ranged, like, more focused on range, then I can move from there and just, like, shoot people a lot better. I think it looks cooler compared to the rest of them, his range character, but I like the holy, like, I think he's a Grail Knight in, like, old world lore. I think that's what it is. It's kind of hard to remember. Also, I don't know fantasy lore that well. Or I should say old world lore. What's up, Dead God? It's been a minute. I would be interested in seeing you turn those Saturday Night Terminators into some Chaos Spawn. How do you plan on turning them into that? Also, Dead, if I'm correct, we played Monster Hunter together. I do apologize for not playing Monster Hunter after that one stream. I do need to play it again. It's been far too long. Kind of felt bad. Like, I did it that... Like, I was playing it for a bit, and then I streamed it, and I just stopped playing. I gotta play it again. But we were talking, or I was talking about community stuff. Might do Vermintide this month, but I'm not opposed to doing Monster Hunter again at some point. I don't have any more. I just need a little bit. And Table, you said you posted an image in the Discord for what the average Dark Tide enemy looks like. Okay. I will check it out when I have a chance. Well, I figured it was 4-player. It's similar to Vermintide, which is 4-player as well. But you got more than just, like, 4 characters you can pick from. I think in Darktide there's what, like 5 or 6 characters. Yeah, they added a new character, which was the cop, right? The Arbides. Yeah, there's some of the stuff you see in Vermintide. I think you would enjoy Vermintide Table. It's not as like complex as Darktide with its character stuff. It's definitely more simple, but I think you would enjoy it. Okay. Ooh, that sounds cool, Dad. That sounds really cool. While I have these dry, I'm gonna go refill my water, and then I will be back. And then we will continue from there. I do need to touch up the black paint when this is done drying. But I also need to add in the... You gotta do the purity seals. Gotta finish the swords. And then they're tabletop ready, but I want to push this a little bit more. I gotta do some edge highlights. I think some proper armor shading, and I still gotta do the eyes too. But I'm gonna get some water, and I'll be right back. Keep yourselves entertained. Okay, I'm back. You're back from looking at a 3D printer? Oh! Yeah, I'll have to go get hydrated. And all that. Okay. Oh, what to do next? I don't really want to do the purity seals until I get like the base stuff kind of sorted, because if I mess up on that, yeah, I can do the gold real quick. I think there's only Good night, Jake. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Best of luck with classes tomorrow. You could look at a resin printer AR. A resin printer might get you the detail you're looking for better. Let's see. Is it just on this one? Yeah, it was just that extra part there that I was going to make gold. Let's see. Greedy gold. And I think... Oh, how long have we been going for? 2 hours? There's a lot more to it, like cleaning and all that stuff. Like 3D printed stuff, you don't really get a lot of... You don't get the same amount of detail. Although, like, these are some resin models that I bought a little while ago. These are knights and all that I just want to, like, run for a D&D thing. And some of these have some really good detail on them. Like, there is this shield. You can kind of see it. It's a little blurry, but you can see those little detail bits right there. You wouldn't really be able to get that with a 3D printer. With a resin, you can, though. And I think I do need to actually go into here. Okay. Start with the gold, get that done. And then I will go to the blues next. The other main thing with resin is it's cleanup, and you need good air ventilation too when you're doing resin, because there is fumes and all that when it comes to doing that. Yeah. I looked at getting a resin printer a while ago, but I don't have really the space for it. Maybe I do now. It just depends on the some other stuff. Like, it needs constant power, and then I think like a computer has to be hooked up to it. No, actually, some of them you get a flash drive, plug it in, and then it will print your design from there. I believe that's what some of them are like. You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, because there is a lot of fumes when it comes to that. Yeah, gold is definitely like the better. I like silver on all this, but for the sword, It's that little bit that catches your eye. Wait a minute, should I be wearing a mask while I paint? Should I have ventilation while I paint my minis? With enamel paints. Oh yeah, and these are acrylic. I think they're acrylic. I really don't know the difference between enamel and acrylic. Mm-hmm. Now I'm trying to be so precise with some of these detail parts. See, but also you're looking at it 3 feet away. Like, is it going to look good 3 feet away? Yeah. Does it look good right now up top? Yeah, not so much. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That's the difference. Well, good to know. Oh, yeah. I didn't put a sword in your thing. Because I magnetized your arm so we could switch to a sword if I wanted to. I gotta plan out my weekend a bit more. I know I'm doing the Warhammer game, but I also want to do some blacksmithing this weekend a little bit. Like, I want to get my forge up and working. Because I want to build a Warhammer. I also want to make a couple, like, other little metal projects. But I'm like, I really want to work on this Warhammer for someone. But I also want to make a sword. Good night, Ando. Good night, table. Enjoy your evenings. Get some rest. I'll be on for probably another half hour and go from there. I'll try to keep myself entertained. No worries. If you guys are tired and need to go to bed, get some sleep. There's nothing pressing happen here. We're just chilling. Getting things painted. Sweet. Okay. Okay. There's one last bit of metallic that I'm gonna do on the swords. And then I'm gonna try doing a lightning bolt or some sort of like blue energy coming off the swords. But all I'm gonna do is add a bit of plate mail on a few sections that I want to be a bit shinier. I kind of want it more on the edge of the brush. Trying to be better about just using the edge of the brush. And maybe. And can add a few scratches as well. And then we'll do it with yours. Yours might be easier than the other ones. I can hear the show my roommate is watching right now, and I'm like, what are they watching? I'm hearing car crashes and babies screaming. Kind of concerning. Summertime. Wonder if they're watching like the new Boys and all that, like the superhero stuff. I haven't watched that show. I haven't watched The Boys at all. I know what it's about. Like, I've seen the comic stuff and all that. It seems good. I like the idea of it. Excuse me. Because, I mean, it is definitely realistic to how... At least I think it'd be realistic to how actual people with superpowers would be. There's a couple new seasons out. The one that I was kind of like... that I remember seeing clips of, like, recently... is they had one where they injected... the superhero serum into a bunch of farm animals, and it gave them different superpowers, but it also made them all bloodlust, like craving meat and stuff like that. So the scariest animal was actually the sheep, because the sheep could fly and they had super strength, like they were like Homelander, and they picked up a bull and ripped it apart in the sky and ate it. And I thought, oh, screw that. If that's an actual thing, like, if that ever became an actual thing in our world, I would say burn it with fire. That is something you've gone too far at that point. Okay. It's not that noticeable. But you can... well, I can see it on my end. You can kind of see it. You can see a few scratches here and there on the blade where it's a bit shinier. What's your idea? I'm open to hear your idea, and I will judge it on my ethics. Excuse me. Yeah, we will use this deep one as our power blade base. That's more than enough. Now, all I'm doing now is I'm taking this really deep dark blue that I have thinned quite a bit and starting it around this power section of the blade. And I'll creep it up a little bit in a few spots, but really more along the base of the blade and a few other sections. I'm going to make it look like there is a type of energy flowing out from it. I guess I'm also trying to give it like a heated blade look as well. I don't know, some sort of energy field slash heated blade. If that makes sense. So, Black is first company. It is all the veterans of my army. So taking the idea from the Dark Angels, where their first company, their Deathwing is all painted in white bone armor. Mine is painted in black. I took the idea from a homebrew chapter called The Seraphim of the Abyss. I really like the paint scheme. I was going to do an army in it, and then I decided to change my mind. And I didn't want to repaint a bunch of models that I did at the time in this color scheme. So I said, screw it. This is my first company. I will paint everything else in my other color scheme. And yeah. Okay, so now to go to what you said, AR. Okay, so what if chickens had 3 genetic parents instead of 2? Like the bad gene would go through another filter while the good genes get reinforced again. Like you could literally kind of force sort of evolution into superhumans, cause of survival of the fittest. So you're saying just like to gene tamper with them a little bit? Like we decide what we want as stronger genes to kind of come through. I feel like we do that already when it comes to genetics, because you can go into an egg embryo and kind of make it make certain genetics appear more. Okay, I will get on your thing in a second, AR. First, I want to show this off. If I can get some good lighting for it. Did kind of a line coming up the middle of the sword. Could you do that with a well, okay. Now I'm thinking of a virus, doing it with a virus to push the more stronger ones. I feel like the issue when you get to that point is kind of the same ones that the Viltrumites dealt with when they got the Scourge virus. Is that your gene pool is... Okay, it's the definition of perfect, but everyone has those same genetics. So it takes one disease to come through and completely destroy what you like had planned. If that makes sense. Like, oh yeah, we're the perfect human, but we all have the same genetics because we're perfect. And when a disease comes through and targets like our specific genome, it's devastating because we have no other variation that might be able to survive. Well, thank you, Shadow. I'm glad you think I'm cool, and I'm glad you like my Space Marines. it's definitely a thought experiment. I think you should like watch Invincible and see, or at least learn about the Viltrumites and what happened to them with the Scourge virus. Sub 360. I know, I saw that earlier. I'm like, oh, 360. We've gone full circle. Actually, no, it's 361. So we've gone all the way around +1. Wait, Did, are you serious? Is that an actual, like, genetic flaw? But I'm going to ask Shadow, are you a big fan of Warhammer? And if you are, what army do you currently paint? Because I paint up a custom Space Marine chapter of my own design. Currently with these Blade Guard, I'm working on the first company. But as you can see, the other ones, that is the rest of my company of Space Marines and all that. Actually, in the next crusade I take part in, I talked with the guy running with it, and I was asking him, like, is it possible to run as if I'm on a penitent crusade? Because I want to run my Marines again, but they did not succeed at all in the first crusade. So would it be possible to do that? And he's like, oh, totally. Like, that's 100% something you can do. Yeah, you've had 2 heart attacks. Last one was in October of 2025. Damn! I'm not really sure what to say. I hope there's something out there to help you with that. And I hope that you are doing better now than before. Damn. That is... I will get to your thing, Shadow. I'm just kind of processing what... Oh, it's Dread. I always call you Dead, but it's Dread. I've done this before. And Shadow said, yes, I was mentioned by the late Alan B. from Forge World, and you used to playtest things for Andy Hoar, who did the 7th edition Tau Codex. Current project in the next comment. Damn, that's really cool! Damn, we got someone part of Warhammer history a little bit. You're working on a few commissions for some friends of yours. AOS Stormcast Eternal, Hollowed Knights, very cool. The Iron Wolves Grand Company, Sisters of Battle Army, and a Tyranid army for your daughter. that's really cool, man. But now you pique my interest. What are the Iron Wolves? And then from Dread, there is not can only slow it down, but you still have a good life. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're able to still have a good life and one that you can enjoy. Because that's really all that matters at the end, is having... If you're happy with your life and the way it has become, and you can go in with no regrets, then yeah. I think that's all that really matters in the end. And then go back to Shadow. Also a starter Geo FF army for another friend. And for you, you're working on the 7th Company Ultramarines and the Knight, not sure how to pronounce that name, Space Marine. I think Black Templars, but nicer, like the Salamanders. These are all names I'm going to look up now once I have a second. I need to learn a little bit more of like other chapters and stuff people do. Or other chapters that are in Warhammer. Like, I'm sure there's a chapter that I could have ended up painting that I could have found and liked eventually, but also I'm happy with what I got. I'm happy with what I made. I think we're about to hit the 3-hour mark and might end up playing the last song. But I will check in a second. Oh no, not a bit too thick. I want to finish these swords before I call it a night. But I like this one a little bit more. It's hard to see, and I do apologize about that, but trying to do like a little bit of a flame-ish look on this one. I'm trying to do it with both. The first one didn't really turn out too well. I can do a decent flaming sword design, but I was also trying to make these look a little bit... Well, I wanted the silver. If I wanted to do the proper flame look, would just gone with the black instead. But I'd like to try and experiment if I can. It's how we end up finding things that we might enjoy or think look cool. It's by experimentation. At least is how I look at it. You're looking forward to 11th edition Orcs and Necrons being the big bads and enjoying... and you're enjoying as you have both armies, but you really want to fight against the Horde and Swarm in narrative team campaigns soon. I love campaigns, or I love crusades, is what I should say. I hope 11th continues with having... I like to think they're gonna work more into narrative stuff. It seems like with some of the rules they have, it's more toward narrative play than it is to what used to be what is tournament, I guess. Just like out of all the ways to play, I enjoy Crusade because it does cut down on the complexity in Warhammer, in my opinion, a little bit. And I like making stories, really, at the end of the day, is what I'm kind of getting at. And I hope that can continue in 11th as well. Okay, we got that one. Yeah, I was never a fan of match play. And I've learned to enjoy match play now. The problem I had is when I first got into Warhammer, I just said my first game ever, I'm going to join a Warhammer tournament, having never played a Warhammer game before in my entire life. I'm actually going to go back and change this to the beginning. Because I want to be done with these. I 100% agree with that, Shadow. That is my mindset as well. I've been playing for a year and a half, and I just got around to winning my games. Like, and I just say that. I say that, meaning that. Can I get my thoughts together? I don't know if I can. I play Warhammer because I enjoy the game. I enjoy meeting the people and having fun. It wasn't for winning. And being able to tell a story was way cooler than winning. Like, in the Crusades I took part in, I made some awesome story moments. What's up, Patrick? Hope you're doing well this evening. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. Oh yeah, I definitely built some rivalries in some of my games. I built some with with a Thousand Suns player. He was my first ever match, and I lost to him pretty well. So you say you bought the big Bastion box Imperial Fist, one Dominus, and 2 Armigers. Was a good choice. If you think it's a good choice, then yeah. I mean, that's my cop-out answer. I still think it's a good choice for, like... Oh, why did I say Imperial Fist? Imperial Knights. It's... Yeah, I think it's a perfect start-off for building an army and all that stuff. You get one big knight. It is still a discounted box. just because of the price hike with everything. So it's good there, because to buy everything separate, it would be $270 something, and I believe those boxes sell for like $220. So yeah, it's a really good start, and nights are really fun. One piece at a time. That's how you build it, one piece at a time. So, okay. I'm gonna grab something to kind of show you. I gotta make some room real quick on my desk. In this box here is most of my knights. And I'm gonna set that guy right there. I'll admit, I got lucky. I did not have to build any of these guys. I bought all these pre-built, and for a really good deal. And these are all still in the process of being painted. Not this guy. This is the only one that is... this is the only one that's done. I didn't paint this guy. This guy, and it's more the reason why I wanted to talk about it. I don't have his legs. This guy is painted in a knight from 40K, like one of their houses. This guy, I asked a friend for 3 colors. Let me actually get his legs, and it'll be a proper explanation. So, I've asked 3 of my friends for like 3 different color schemes. One of them told me he wanted a Earth style knight. So, brown, green, and light blue. So, I took that idea and wanted to make one that looked like planet Earth, at least the layers. The brown, the green, and blue. You can do whatever you want for colors. Now, I did all this with an airbrush. You don't have to do this with an airbrush. You can do this all with like a sponge or a spray can. Like, the person that bought this sprayed this all silver. And then I've just taken a few parts here and there and all that. Imperial Knight House Earthwatch. He hasn't named it yet, but that's not a bad name. He's not done. I gotta do more with him. I'm working on adding some wash as like grease effects here on the arm. Ever tried Turbo Dork? No, what is that? But besides this guy, I need to do a knight in coral orange, bubblegum pink, and like black, I think. Anyway, the premise of what I want to show is you can do whatever you want. That's a knight. I'm gonna grab one of my armigers and show you like the difference on that. You do it however you want, Patrick. That's what I'm mostly trying to get at. Now, these are smaller, but these are the little armigers. I've done all these on a brush. These are both hand brushed completely. I'm also the planet. Honestly, that's not a bad idea for Captain Planet. Huh, I'll check them out. But yeah, to show off here, these are all brush painted. This is not airbrushed at all. I could have done better, but this is just to show another idea. The idea I had with here is I wanted these guys to look a little more tribal. This kind of gets into like Crusade lore wise on that. Which, yeah, so I don't think I'll have a uniform knight army. I like each of them having their own personality and look and take on it, but yeah, I just kind of want to show off. These were spray painted black, and then I dry brushed a bunch of metallic on, and then with just the carapaces, and carapaces I mean like the armor plating, I just paint brushed and did the trim. So do what you think will look best. But Kenny from Longmore channel wants you to take the drive ASAP. Oh, take the dive. I'd say go for it. I think you have more experience than I do, Shadow, to be fully honest. At least by the sounds of it. At least like painting wise, but for me, because I know airbrushes are expensive and I'm a cheap bastard, I bought a cheap $20 airbrush off of Amazon. And that's what I've used for it. Like for all my airbrushing. I broke my first one, so now I bought a second one. That's also 20 bucks. But you don't have to do that. I will take a look at it, Grim. And I read your shadow earlier, or I read your message earlier, Shadow. There is a... you were thinking of doing that $20 to $50 airbrush off Amazon, or $25 to $50 one, but that'd be late in the year. I'd say go for it. Like, this is the one I have. This is still in the box. My other one is sitting actually right here in pieces. It's the same brand. This is not sponsored. I'm just showing it off. Yeah. Oh, if you are building Patrick, I would recommend magnetizing it if you can. But if you don't want to magnetize it, don't magnetize it. But, oh, is there? Oh no, there it is. This is the whole system. Like, that's the airbrush, same as this one. And then this is the compressor. That was loud. Yeah, I do magnetize my models when I can. I magnetized some of these guys back in the day. But to explain the reason why all my army looks different, this is going to go into my chapters lore and a previous crusade. So I took my custom Space Marine army to my first, to a first ever crusade being run at my local game store. and I wanted to build my own chapter lore with it. And through the entire crusade, yes, I made some lore and I made some really cool stories, but I kept losing games. So for a while there was a knight model, that blue and red one you saw. The name of my chapter is Executioners of the Abyss. How's it going, Only? Hope you're doing well. So, yeah, I was running with this crusade. Very last game, I decided to buy this knight. And run him in the last ever game. And it was against World Eaters. And I had a teammate, but what it summed up as is I lost that game, but I called that knight my last hope. Later, when another crusade came around, I decided to do Imperial Knights. And I had the ideas, the knight house that knight house from that crusade lost their home world, and my Marines were like, hey, we have a spare planet in our system. You have open reign to it. Just if we ask you to do something for us, that you be willing to do it. So the idea is also, so many of the original nobles that were in those knights lost their lives. They are being surplused by the new lords and stuff of their planet, hence why all the houses look different. Now, chapter lore, gene seed, all that. I am a mixed gene seed chapter. Also, Only, good to see you're new to Warhammer. Sorry if a lot of this is going over your head. I'm just kind of now geeking out about Warhammer stuff. Let me quickly pull something up that I have. Wow, I'm glad I did not end stream quite yet. Let's see if I can find it. I have a template. There it is. Oh, nope, that's not what I want to move. No. I keep moving the wrong thing. That's... Oh, no wonder why it's moving. It's so large. Bear with me. Okay. I hope you all can see this. Apologize about that. Moved away from the mic. Mouse, I need my paintbrush. Thank you. So, quick little over scheme. This is my chapter colors. Base color is blue. It's really my three favorite colors. That being blue, orange, and green. And I did black just as an accent because I like black as well. And I use bluish colors for my metallics. They are a mixed gene seed of my 4 favorite original legions, because I could not decide on which one I wanted to be. So to summarize, I have Dark Angel, Salamander, Space Wolf, and Iron Warrior. I thought lore-wise on how to make each one work and which ones are more prominent over others, and like I said, my main reason, because I couldn't pick a favorite. They are more tribalistic as a chapter. So instead of doing the different painted helmets, in order to become a sergeant, after proving yourself, you also have to go out without your helmet and get a scar on your face. So when you're a sergeant, you get an orange scar on your helmet. If you become a lieutenant, you get a black and orange one, and if you're a captain, you get 2 orange ones. To also summarize, And also, well, I will hide this and show here. This is what 2nd and 10th Company looks like. You know, the image you just saw. 1st Company, I paint in black. And that is the idea from the Dark Angels. I like the idea of having a different colored 1st Company. And actually, this is a stolen idea from a homebrew chapter called the Seraphim of the Abyss. I was going to do them as a chapter, but I wanted to do something that was my own creation. And to be honest, I was lazy and I didn't want to repaint a bunch of models. So I decided they'll be all 1st Company. And let's see. So all Space Marines have 2 gene seed organs. So Chimera chapters normally have 2 gene fathers. All that. Yeah. I was thinking on how each one kind of like organizes. Yes. I do know normally they do the trim. I've actually decided for my chapter, and again, this is more like the uniqueness. Not on these, I don't have it, but to say which company they're from, they paint an orange line on their shins. So if you're from 2nd Company, you do 2 markings anywhere on your legs, all the way up to 10th Company. Obviously, 1st Company, black armor, you don't need to do that. And that's pulling from their homeworld, which I know I haven't talked about yet, but their homeworld is a mixture of some of my favorite media, that being Jurassic Park, the 2nd movie, Lost World, and also pulling from Monster Hunter. So I wanted the idea of it being a world that used to be a research facility for some reason. Then a warp storm came in a long time ago, set everything free, and pretty much turned it into like the Lost World, but everything is just from Monster Hunter pretty much. And the people on the planet, you know, are just 2 different. They're just very tribal. So that's the idea I had with it. Their main city, or hive city, is mostly underground. And most of the people that they recruit from come from the hive city. It's built into a cliff, like 1/3 of it I want exposed. The rest kind of goes underground, deep underground. Also, this coming up with one of the flaws is as my Marines get older, they're more prone to getting a gene mutation that makes them develop reptilian features to the point that eventually they just look like lizard people. And I wanted that to be the combination of the salamander gene seed with the mixed with the space wolf and salamander gene seed, because I like the idea of the wolfen, but I'm more of a fan of lizards and all that stuff, so I wanted that to be mixed in. I'm a fan of the black dragons with the horns and claws growing out of them. So the idea at some point is I'm going to kit bash a bunch of either assault intercessors or intercessors in general with some Seraphon models and make it look like that their own creation that way. So yeah. The only part that the Iron Warrior gene seed applies into is that they're stubborn for... They won't give up on something. And that's more on how I play. I will keep playing until my very last model's on the table, or at least I try to, and I will keep going at something. So I wanted these guys to be like, we're stubborn, we're going to keep going at this. I could do Imperial Fist, I could remove any one of these and still do it just fine. With that also being said, there are two secrets. One, having chaos as a gene seed is a big secret. They try to hide that. Second, their mutation. So, yeah, it's... I just wanted to do it for me. I could remove it, but where was I on my train of thought? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I haven't looked into Dark Founding. I'm really new to Warhammer. I say new. I've been in this hobby for about 2 years. So the idea is like, these guys are from the Ultima Founding. I understand that's brand new. But because I don't know Warhammer lore that well and all that other stuff, I wanted to set them somewhere closer in the timeline. So, but I'm not opposed to looking at other things different. I don't have any older models, which is also why I don't do an older founding. But yeah, as a Marine does get older, they do hide these guys away. I will have to look into the Dark Founding. Because also the idea was like, these are my guys, and as I took part in like my crusades at local stores, all that stuff, that's me building their lore. So like, I don't have really any idea, but I'll take a look at it. I'm not opposed or anything like that. But yeah. But also, as I was saying, as the Marines get older, one, they keep all these secrets. Obviously, they have one chapter master and 10 captains, and then I think I also have it lore-wise. Other ranks is the chaplain holds a position of power as head chaplain, and I think I might have done it as a librarian as well as another high-ranking position, just because they have to keep their lore. And the idea also is that their chapter master is, in quotes, the same person from when they were first founded. The idea is that whenever their chapter master does die, all 10 captains come together. The entire council comes together, votes on a new captain, and that captain takes up the mantle of the original name of the chapter master and the armor, all that stuff. Oh, and when anyone in their chapter is afflicted with their change, they get locked up into a metal cage and brought down to the deepest section of the hive city that they are a part of, or the hive city that they're in, and where their apothecaries work on them to try and find a cure for this change, to no success, but doesn't mean they won't stop trying. The only Space Marine Codex I have is from 10th edition, because like I said, I only started in 10th edition. I am 2 years into this hobby. 11th edition is my first time seeing a Warhammer edition change over. I am like brand new to all of this. Still, I'm not as shiny new as I used to be, but I've spent a lot of time researching on what, because when I wanted to make my own chapter, I wanted something that would fit into 40k, like okay, like it would, there'd be still some bumps here and there, but it would fit relatively okay. Like the other ideas of lore I have wouldn't really work too much, but I'm still working on all the kinks with that. Where was I? It was almost 11. I think I gotta call it here for a night. I apologize, folks. I'm enjoying my time here. I will be on tomorrow to work on a diorama for a Warhammer art competition I'm working on. But if I don't get that done... brother, it's okay that you're new to the hobby. I'm happy to you. It's a perfect time to grow and learn. Just don't let the meme lore mislead you because meme... Yeah, I've definitely dug more into the lore and like try to learn more about it, but also have like fun with it as well. I'm not really too concerned about meme lore and all that stuff, but I'm gonna do my little spiel and then we'll go from there. First off, if you guys enjoy the content here and want to see more, feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I try to stream at least 3 times a week, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, going on until roughly 10, but we'll go a little bit later like this one was. If you also want to be part of the community, I'm not just a Warhammer fan. There are other hobby stuff I want to do on here before. Like I want to get into cosplay. I want to do like woodworking stuff on here. And I want to do metalworking stuff because I do blacksmithing as a fun little hobby side thing for myself every once in a while. So if you have any other hobbies that you're into and you want to share that, you can join my Discord. It's completely free to join. It is just a spot for anyone to share whatever hobby they're into. I want to learn about it. I want to know what you have as an interest. I just want to see your guys' passion for what you enjoy. Just like how you guys listen to me talk about one of my little passion projects. I appreciate that, Shadow. That has been something I've been... Cosplay's new. Blacksmithing since I was 13 is something I've been into. So, also, if people wanted to help support the channel a little bit more, I do have a Ko-Fi account you can donate to. Anything you donate into it goes right into the channel to work on upgrades and stuff like that. But I'm going to say, with all that being said, none of that truly matters. You don't need to donate. You don't need to do any of that stuff. Just having you here, hanging out, being a part of the community, chatting with me, just like how Shadow did or anyone else here, it's more than enough. I just get on here to be a silly little goober, paint my models, and just have someone to talk to about it. So, with that all being said, I want you to go out there and make something awesome. I know you will.